Hey everybody, my name is Steph Koza and welcome to my show where I talk about movies and books and all of the media that I could possibly consume. But today I am talking about Blade Runner 2049. I am a huge Blade Runner fan. I love the original. The director's cut is the only cut. It is one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, based on one of the best sci-fi books of all time. And if you are a fan of Blade Runner and you haven't read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, please read it. So Blade Runner 2049 takes place 30 years after the events of the original Blade Runner film, where Ryan Gosling's character, who doesn't really have a name, he is just this replicant agent guy designed to just be a robot, not have a soul, not have emotions. All he is designed to do is be a Blade Runner, which essentially means he has to track down other replicants and retire them. So in the film, I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens because it's not really that clear in the trailer, but Ryan Gosling's character discovers something that could ultimately change the world forever, change the way replicants live or are perceived by everyone else. It could pretty much plunge all of society into chaos. So he is sent on this mission, which ultimately leads him to meet Harrison Ford's character from the original movie, Rick Deckard. And Deckard has also been missing for 30 years. And the whole story is kind of about Ryan Gosling's character discovering who he is, where he came from, and also replicants themselves discovering all sorts of things about them and how they work and what their future holds. And while it feels like it's a lot about Ryan Gosling's character, towards the end you realize that it's not just about him, it's about the entire world, the entire universe, and about every single replicant and every single person and what it means to be a replicant. And it's this huge, profound thing, and it's great. From the very beginning of the film, I felt like this completely captured the tone and the feeling of the original Blade Runner movie. I felt like the entire thing was just so Blade Runner. Like, it just felt like Blade Runner, which is so important. It was a little bit brighter. I know the original Blade Runner was very dark and it was always raining. It is still true here. It is raining a lot. I don't know what it is about the future that just rains all the time. And it was very dark, but it was very colorful. It has lots of neon lights and has this really cool retro vibe. There's lots of like synth music going on, very 80s feeling. It's very cool. It very much captures the feeling of the original film and I love it. It also does a really good job of representing that futuristic vibe that we saw in the first film. You know, there's like these weird three-dimensional advertisement videos all over the roads and the city, weird cars and flying robots, and this really cool like AI system that Ryan Gosling's character uses. Kind of hard to explain and also a little bit weird. There were times where I was watching this movie and I was like, okay, this is really weird. But in the world of the film, it's like pretty much considered normal. Like a lot of people use this thing. So it was believable, like it was presented in a way that was believable, but it was just like kind of weird to watch. But I got used to it by the end and I actually kind of liked, I don't know. It just seems like a very realistic thing that people would have in the future and it's kind of messed up, but people are kind of messed up, so it's fine. It made sense. I will say that this movie is very, very long. It's like almost 3 hours long. It's very long. And I'm someone who doesn't really get bothered by that. Like I could watch a 5-hour movie and I won't really care as long as it's good. Like I'm really into binge watching, so like if I can watch an entire season of a show in one sitting, I can watch a 3-hour movie pretty easily. But I know that's not something that a lot of people like, so that's definitely a thing that a lot of people probably are gonna have problems with this movie. Because not only is it long, it also is very slow. There were some parts of the movie where I was getting a little bit bored and I was like, all right, let's go, let's move along, come on. Because every scene is kind of dragged out. It's all very slow. There's lots of silent moments where there's just thoughts processing or just really slow stuff going on. But I think it does pick up later in the movie and it picks up towards the end and really didn't bother me that much. Like I was really into the story. I really wanted to know what was happening. So like the slowness of it just kind of added more suspense for me. Plus it was just like so visually beautiful that I didn't even care what I was watching. Like I could have been 10 hours of just visual awesomeness and I would have been fine because it's just so beautiful. Oh my god, this film is amazing to look at. Even if the plot was terrible, I would still probably go see this movie again because the combination of the awesome soundtrack and the incredible visuals that you get is just so cool. Every shot is like a work of art. It was beautiful, beautifully done. And the action sequences are done really well. There's this one with Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford where they're like punching each other and shooting each other, and it's in this like nightclub full of strobe lights and flashing lights, so it's really hard to kind of see what's going on, but it's really colorful and it's really cool and interesting to watch. and I was really into it. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I'm just really excited. One character that I don't think was necessary at all is Jared Leto's character. He was in the movie like a good amount, but he never really did much of anything. He was just like the mysterious bad guy who's just really weird and no one really knows why he's that weird. Just kind of like this fucked up Jared Leto character that Jared Leto always plays. I mean, he played the role really well because he was like born to play that weird fucked up guy, but he just had no purpose. It's kind of like, you know, in The Dark Knight Rises, when you realize Talia is the one that's really in control and not Bane, and you're like, ah, but Bane is so cool, I want him to be the badass evil guy. It's kind of like that. Like, Jared Leto's supposed to be the one in control, but I don't want him to be because he's stupid, you know? But aside from that, I really liked this movie. I loved the plot. I was really, really, really concerned that this was gonna be like a copy of the first movie with the same plot twists, or that it was just gonna be really predictable. And for a good portion of the movie, I really thought I knew what was gonna happen. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. I was like, I had convinced myself that I knew the plot of this film, and then like 2 hours in, or maybe even later, like pretty towards the end, there's like this plot twist, and then there's this other plot twist, and then I was just like, I know nothing. But then when you realize what's happening, which you'll probably realize like right before they actually tell you what's happening, you kind of figure it out on your own, and it's just like, because it's so unexpected, and I feel like it's so bold of a move. Maybe I'm overselling this, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really cool, and a really cool concept for a film. I can't like describe it to you in detail, so it probably doesn't make any sense. But when you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying. I think Harrison Ford was so good in this movie. He had some great lines. He really captured his original character, which, I mean, I'm sure is not difficult for him, because he's fucking Harrison Ford. But the writing for his character was so great. He really had some great lines. He made me laugh a few times. His chemistry with Ryan Gosling was really good. I really liked watching them interact with each other. Ryan Gosling's character was like not my favorite character ever, but I think it also has to do with the fact that he is like a replicant robot who isn't supposed to have feelings. So he's really not supposed to be that compelling until like later in the movie when he sort of, I don't know. No spoilers, but I accept the fact that I don't really like him that much because that's the way he's supposed to be. That's his character, so it's okay. But all in all, I'm gonna give this movie like 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5? I'm gonna give it a 4, only because it was really slow and there were some things I didn't love, and the original is a million gazillion times better. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm so happy that this didn't suck because I was gonna be really pissed if this sucked. But it doesn't suck, hooray! So let me know if you saw Blade Runner 2049. Let me know if you think it sucks, because I don't think it sucks, but if you do, I want to know why. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me everything. Let's talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Steph Koza. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you wanna. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. Smash that like button as hard as you possibly can. And until next time, this is Rated M. I am Steph Koza. Bye.